Lots of kids these days, they're always focused on leveling up their character in the games, but not actually in real life. I want kids to level up their character in real life. The person they see in the mirror, I messed up. I'm like, oh, man. Where is it? Where is it? I couldn't find it. So I just ended the speech right there, walked off stage. If you ever feel nervous, just say you're excited. Because nervous puts a little bit of doubt in your head. I asked him, can I do 25 push-ups with you? He's like, heck yeah, let's go. And we did push-ups. If you're bold enough, the world belongs to you. I didn't do push-ups. I didn't pray before I got up on stage. And like everything that I did broke my routine. Stop speaking for like hours and hours and speaking for so long. Believe in yourself. Always trust in God. Put down the controller. Pick up a skill. Be brave. Be bold, and never stop trying.
Welcome to Speak Arizona, the podcast for professionals ready to elevate their communication and leadership skills. Whether you're speaking to a crowd or leading a team, you'll get practical tips, expert insights, and inspiring stories. Join us as we dive into the craft of powerful communication and authentic leadership. Speak Arizona is powered by District 3 Toastmasters. Subscribe and take the next step to becoming the speaker and leader you want to be. Welcome to Speak Arizona, a podcast dedicated to empowering you to find your voice. Hi, I'm your host, Rupesh Parbhoo. I help experts upgrade from being the smartest person in the room to the most influential, one conversation at a time. We often think that wisdom comes with age, but sometimes it comes with courage. Our guest today is just 11 years old, and he's already speaking on big stages, inspiring young people, and reminding adults of something that's easy to forget. Being bold doesn't mean being fearless, but it means using your voice anyway. William Miller is a young motivational speaker whose message is all about bravery, confidence, and taking action. In this episode, we'll talk about what it means to be bold, to build confidence, and what grown-ups can learn from a young voice with a big message. William, welcome to the podcast. Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much for having me today. I'm so excited to be here. Hopefully I'm able to change a couple of lives today.
I love it. I love it. William, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, a little bit about myself. I'm 11. I'm a motivational speaker. It all started when I was 8 years old. I spoke in front of the city council because of problems in my community. And after that, I just really started to blow up. I started speaking in New York, Las Vegas, Los Angeles, Chicago, Phoenix. And after that, I got a lot of podcasts, like the one we're doing right now. And one of the first podcasts I've ever did was with Monte on the QMO podcast. And he eventually introduced me to a man named Rosaki. And we created the Level Up workshops. And it's very awesome. And I've also noticed lots of kids these days, they're always focused on leveling up their character in the games, but not actually in real life. And I want to change that. I want kids to level up their character in real life. The person they see in the mirror, that's who they need to level up. So here's my challenge to every single person in this room. Level up your character in real life. Trust yourself. Put down the controller and pick up a skill. And let's show everybody. We are the future, yeah, but we're also the right now. And right now, we're capable of so much more.
I love it. I love the energy. William, can you take me back to the first time you were public speaking? And I think that was at that, you mentioned the city council meeting. What did that feel like? What did that first time, how was that experience the first time?
Oh, it was very nerve-wracking. It was my first speech ever. I only had like 5 sentences memorized in my head, and it wasn't like perfectly memorized. We just memorized it that same day. And and it was very interesting. I got to see the councilmen, like how you would think in the movies. They're all elevated up on those big chairs,
Yeah.
and in the middle it's a mayor. That's what it looked like. So I went to the city council, and they called my name up. I got up, and I told them my concerns about my city, and they didn't just say, "Oh, he's a cute kid," right? They actually did something about it. A couple months later, they put up a traffic light because there's lots of street racing. That was my concern.
Nice. So you had a big impact in your community using your voice. Very nice. So what did it feel like when you saw them putting up those stop signs after you went to this meeting and you were really nervous and you're seeing the impact of your voice?
Well, it felt awesome. A couple months after this, we started seeing like construction, and we're like, "Oh, what's that?" And then it was a traffic light, and we're like, "That's probably because of me." So we're like, "Oh, this is awesome." We blew up in New York and Las Vegas, Los Angeles, and eventually we went back to the mayor's office to thank them for putting up the traffic light and recognizing my voice. And after that, the mayor of Goodyear, he actually invited me to his office to have lunch. We have a very big relationship. He's a very nice guy, Joe Pizzillo, and it just felt awesome. He was able to help me, and they actually recognized my voice.
Nice. So you mentioned the first time you were speaking, you memorized a couple sentences. How did it feel when you went back to the city council to talk about the changes you saw? How, as a public speaker, did you feel less nervous, the same amount of nervous? Did you prepare differently the second time around?
Yes, we definitely prepared a little bit different, because after that I've had a couple of 5-minute speeches instead of like only 5 sentences, like 5 minutes. And we definitely got a little bit better with speaking after that. So we definitely memorized a little bit of better things to say. And the mayor's office were blown away, and they just loved me. But it felt awesome going back over there saying what's up to the mayor and all the councilmen. It was awesome.
Nice. So you went from 5 sentences to 5 minutes to now I know you do workshops and you do whole keynote addresses that are maybe 50 minutes to an hour. So what are some techniques, or how do you practice? What's some advice you would give to someone who's building up their speaking just like you've done?
Some advice I would give to people trying to build anything. It doesn't have to be speaking. But the example that I'm going to give for speaking is that, people would say, how do I get better, and what reps should I do, right? Mm-hmm. Well, some advice I would give them is you have to be disciplined. You have to practice every day until you get better and better. Me and my dad, we would say our speeches good enough until we had memorized in our head, and then after that, we started doing my speeches in uncomfortable places, like laying on the ground, doing my 15-minute speech, or like doing it super, super fast. Because if you could do it in an uncomfortable place, you could do it in a very quiet place when everybody's listening. So that's some advice I would give. And if you ever felt scared going up on stage, something that you could do is just do something that you feel comfortable with. Like if you ever like dancing, you can dance before you get up on stage. But what I like to do push-ups when I get up on stage to get that blood flowing.
On stage? Or before?
Before stage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I'm like, that'd
stage.
be cool too, though.
Yeah, I actually did that on stage before, but mostly before a stage. I would do push-ups before a stage, and my blood would be flowing, and then I'm just ready to get right up on stage and do my 15-minute speech.
Nice. Do you still get nervous?
Of course I get nervous. That's what I do to overcome my nervousness. And something that I also do is, if you ever feel nervous, just say you're excited. Because nervous puts a little bit of doubt in your head, right? So if you just say, actually, I'm just excited, then you get rid of that nervousness, and now you're just excited. So that's one way you could overcome the nervousness.
Yes, I like that reframe. And public speaking is, people say it's the worst feared thing by many adults. So the fact that you're doing it and having this advice is very relevant. Even as you said earlier, I really like the idea of giving your speech in different environments. So laying on the ground or doing it really fast, or what other ways do you guys change up the context to practice your speeches?
Maybe like in a random place, like doing it in front of strangers. Like I'm in the neighborhood, and then I just see some strangers, and I tell my speech to the strangers on the street. And that is some of the things that I would do to rehearse, like doing uncomfortable places on the ground, like laying on the ground, or doing it super, super fast. Like doing push-ups while you're doing it. Whatever, right? Do whatever you want, and just do rehearsals and over again until you get super good at it.
I like it. Have you ever made a mistake or gotten stuck on stage? Tell me about that.
Yeah, so I have made lots of mistakes in my speaking career, as you could say. But these mistakes are also a learning experience. They're not just mistakes that you have to get better at. They're learning experiences. I was at this speaking engagement once, and I was doing so good on my speech. Maybe 15 minutes, but I was doing so good. Right at the end, I messed up. I'm like, oh, man. Where is it? I couldn't find it. So I just ended the speech right there, walked off stage. I'm like, what happened? But we realized we didn't practice my normal routine. I didn't do push-ups. I didn't pray before I got up on stage. I usually don't eat or drink before I get up on stage, but I did that day. And like everything that I did broke my routine. So we made a deal. Every time I go to speak, I just have to follow the routine. If not, your body won't feel comfortable, and your body will feel comfortable, then it will just mess up, right? Mm-hmm. That's what happened. I felt comfortable, so I messed up. So just never stop the routine.
Nice. Yeah, and I think one thing that I do when I get nervous, or one thing I make sure to prepare for, is I always memorize. 15 minutes is a lot of stuff to remember, and I always memorize the first few sentences and my last few, particularly the last few, because that's when you're tired and you're on stage and different things. So 15 minutes is a lot. So I always really ingrain those last few words that I know that I can always go back to. Okay, at least I remember my powerful ending. But that's cool. It happens to everyone.
Happens to everyone.
So one question, I wanted to change directions a little bit here. And you say the world belongs to the bold. What does that mean for you?
Well, what the world belongs to the bold means to me is, like, most people would say that bravery is when you're not afraid of anything. But bravery is that when you are afraid, but you do it anyways. And that's what bold is all about. You're brave, you're ambitious. Like, that's what bold is. And if you're brave enough, if you're bold enough, the world belongs to you. And that's what my saying means. Like, the world belongs to the bold. Be brave, be bold, and never give up. After you do that, the world belongs to you.
I agree. And our tagline for this podcast starts with courageous conversations. And I chose that very intentionally because public speaking is a very feared topic by adults, and we're here to help people improve their public speaking. And so I really like the idea of this courageous, which is you're not fearless. You have fear, but you're facing your fears and you're having that courage to do whatever you want to do, in this case, public speaking anyway. So I really felt connected with your message there when I was doing some research on you. So great. What if you were talking to someone who is your age and they felt shy to do the public speaking and do all the things that you're doing, what advice would you give them?
Some advice that I would give to kids that are afraid of public speaking, or you don't even have to be afraid of public speaking. It could be anything. Like, it could be playing football. But all you have to do is be bold, as I said. They might be scared, but if you're bold and you're scared but you do it anyways, then anything is possible. It all leads back to my world belongs to the bold. Because if you're brave, even if you're scared, you can do it anyways. And just go out there, do it, and do reps and reps and reps. And if you are nervous, something that could help is just practice so hard that you're like flawless at what you do. Then you won't be that nervous that you might mess up or this, right? So you have to be brave, be bold. You could be scared, but just do it anyways. So just never give up, always be brave.
Yeah, I think what I hear in your saying is when you're afraid but you do it anyways, you build a little bit of confidence. Every time you face that fear, you grow and build your skill set and you're able to do even more. What have you learned about confidence that you wish more adults knew?
Something that I learned about confidence that I wish more adults knew was, like, I've learned all of this stuff, right? And adults would say, oh yeah, they're brave, but they are the future, right? But the kids aren't just the future, and that we're also the right now. And I wish that adults would learn confidence that, like, confidence isn't just like, oh, you're doing good at this and you're winning, then you start to get confident. You always have to be confident. Being confident is getting up there, going on stage, then doing push-ups in front of a couple hundred people. That's what I did. I challenged the guy that was speaking there at the time of the event. I asked him, can I do 25 push-ups with you? He's like, heck yeah, let's go. And we did push-ups. That's confidence. That confidence is that you get up on stage and do it as quick as you can without no hesitation. I wish adults knew that about confidence.
Yeah, I appreciate that, and I think we can all grow in that space and just trying new things and pushing yourself out of your comfort zone. So if there was kids listening right now, what's one message that you would give them?
A message that I would give kids listening, if they're listening, is if you ever feel shy, just find something that will help you be braver. Go outside, meet new people. And if you ever want to be a speaker, go speak. If you want to be a better speaker, go speak. If you want to play football better, go play football. If you want to be a doctor, go around doctors. And that's some advice I would give kids. And I would also give advice to everyone watching, adults, kids, that you need to travel more. Like, go to different cultures. I've been all over the world, Japan, Thailand, Italy. And let me share a little bit of stories from Japan. So we get there, right? 16-hour flight. right? And we're exhausted, and the Japanese people over there, they're so friendly. And I noticed that here in America, we're not the friendliest. People can be mean, and the Japanese people are so nice. Even though they don't speak our language, they're so friendly to us. They're so nice. And we also got to see some sumo wrestling, and that's awesome. Seeing sumo wrestling in Japan, we got to learn the culture of sumo wrestling, what they ate to stay big like they are.
Uh-huh.
And we also got to see a little bit of sumo wrestling from them. And one experience that I would like to share with you from Japan, like a very important experience. It teaches you how to be patient. So we're at the third largest or tallest building in the world, like third. And we're just leaving that. We're walking to get a taxi. And then we get caught in the biggest fireworks show in like all of Asia.
Wow.
It had more people there than there is in New York. In New York on New Year's Eve. And that's like 2 million people. And we can't get out even if we wanted to. There's so many people, and cops are pushing us with ropes to separate the crowd. And usually you would think people would get mad, but the Japanese people, they're following the law. They're not getting mad at the police. Here, they'd freak out. Hey, I know my rights. And the American people, I think, would freak out. And we were there for maybe 2.5 hours just waiting in line with millions of people there. And we finally had to walk out of this area. There's like a huge area around Tokyo that no taxis could drive there. So we had to walk out of that area. Then we finally got a taxi and went to our hotel. And that's an experience that teaches you patience. If you can't be patient in a world like, in a environment like that. Oh, also I had to mention it was so humid over there, so hot over there, middle of the summer. So if you can't handle any of that, and you can't be patient, then you need to work better on that. And as I said about being nice, like the Japanese people, when we got back I think it was L.A., and people started to get mean over there. And even back home where we live, they're mean. My dad asked, like, where's this terminal? He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, we just got back from like the nicest country in the world, the cleanest country in the world. And it's like this here in America. It's crazy. But that's one big story that I tell all the time.
That's great. Yeah, there's so much to learn from other people, from different places, different cultures, different backgrounds, different experiences. But I really like what you said about practicing, and if you want to get better at playing a sport or public speaking or this and that, you just have to do it. I think oftentimes, especially when you're young, people think that something's a personality trait, or just I was born with this gift, or I wasn't born with this gift. Like, I'm good at playing sports or I'm not, or I'm good at public speaking or I'm not. And what you're saying, and what I really connect with, is it's a skill. It's something you have to work on and improve. And if you want to do it, do it. And don't worry too much about whether you're good or not. The more you do it, the more you can improve and practice and do different things. So I really like that advice. And a great story.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah.
I have a couple of rapid fire questions for you. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. So what's something that you've read or watched that's inspired you recently?
Something that I've read or watched that has inspired me recently is, I'm a nice, smart public speaker, right?
Oh, yeah.
But when I get home, I'm very interested to lots of stuff. I'm interested into Delta Force.
Okay.
If you ever heard about that.
Tell us what's Delta Force.
Delta Force is tier 1 units in the United States. About Delta Force that is very inspiring to me is that they do all this secret stuff. They do all of this so me and you can have a nice conversation, and they do elite missions across the world away from the United States, and we don't even know their names. We don't know their background. We don't know their names. We don't even know of their existence. But they do all of this just so we could have a safe environment over where we live. So that's something that very inspires me a lot, which is Delta Force. They're very brave, very brave, and they could do lots of stuff just so we could sit here and be safe.
That's so cool. And I appreciate that even right now we have a lot of people behind the scenes helping me to look the way I look and us to look great. And so I appreciate all the hidden figures behind the scenes. So that's a great one. William, you are an expert public speaker. You've probably spoken on more stages than I have. What's one thing that you wish other public speakers would stop doing?
Well, one thing that I would wish that public speakers would stop doing is, I know you're a speaker, right? You're a speaker. Awesome. Stop speaking for so long, though. Like, you speak for an hour, 2 hours. Well, what's the point? We've already lost interest. You're talking about doing this to get richer, and you talk about the same thing for an hour. Like, okay, we get it. Even TEDx, you guys probably heard of TEDx. It's very it's speakers that go on the highest level of speaking. They only have you speak for at least 18 minutes, because after 18 minutes, people have probably lost interest. Like, you're already been speaking for a long time. 18 minutes is enough, and people still speak for 2 hours. I'm like, oh my gosh. So one thing that I would tell public speakers to stop doing is stop speaking for like hours and hours and speaking for so long.
It's so true. Get to the point. What's the most important message you want to leave me with? And leave me with that. It's so true. I agree. I'm with you on that one. So think about the last time you gave a big public speech, which I'm sure wasn't that long ago. What did you learn from that experience?
Well, the last time I gave a big speech in front of very big, important people was here in Phoenix. It was this place called Speakpreneur, and I noticed when I met lots of important people. People loved me that day, right? But I noticed the day after I watched the video after I spoke, right? Mm-hmm. And usually my speech would start off like this. Go sit down. Stop trying. I'm not telling this to you guys. This is what people have told me. My life isn't perfect, but we would usually take a huge pause, just stare at the crowd and say, go sit down. But what I did, I walked up and everybody was still clapping, cheering, standing up, and I told them to go sit down. Stop trying. You're just a kid. You can't do it. And I realized I was going way too quick. And next time, just let the audience feel my words. I noticed I was going way too quick, and even when they're cheering, I just kept on cutting them off. And I realized I still need to put in work and get better at my speeches, and just let the audience enjoy my words. It's not about me. It's about the audience listening to my words.
There's this thing called the power of the pause. And a lot of new public speakers, they'll make a joke. people will start laughing and they're so nervous or they're so happy that they're laughing, they'll just move right on. And don't I like to say, let the audience marinate in whatever you want them, an idea, the humor, or the energy of your introduction. So remember, and you've learned that yourself, and that's such a great message, the power of the pause. Let people marinate in whatever you've just given them. Let them digest that a little bit. And often when you're nervous or excited, you can kind of step on the beat of that. So that's great advice. That's great advice. Okay. What is one tip you'd give another kid who wants, or adult, maybe me, who wants to be a public speaker?
Well, one tip that I would give a kid or an adult who wants to be a public speaker is, again, just speak. If you want to become a public speaker, you have to get over the fear and be brave, do it anyways, and you have to speak. For kids, speak, right? And just go over reps and reps and reps. And for adults, I also have another inspiration that I could tell them.
Yeah.
Well, I've noticed these days a parent would see their kid kick a soccer ball really far, right? And they say, oh, that's cute, that's nice. But they wouldn't do anything about it. You see, my dad, he noticed that I was able to speak in front of adults and at like parties, speak in front of adults without no fear. And he told me, if you want to become better at this, go speak in front of the council. Tell them your concerns. And so I did, and here I am now. So I want the parents, to notice your child's voice or notice what your child can do, and recognize them and help them throughout their journey.
That's powerful. It's so true that there's such a pure intention when it comes to working with younger people on what they say. And sometimes it's easy to dismiss the talents and the skills and the practice that you put into something. Oh, they're just a kid. So I really like that closing message there. Anything else before we close out, William? Anything else you want to share that was on your mind that we didn't get to today?
Something else that I would like to share is believe in yourself, always trust in God, put down the controller, pick up a skill, be brave, be bold, and never stop trying.
Love it. William, if people want to connect with you, reach out to you, hear more about your public speaking, how can they get a hold of you?
Yes, you can find me at itswilliammiller.com. Again, itswilliammiller.com. I'm also a self-published author, and if you want to find my book, you can find my book at getwilliamsbook.com. Very simple.
Perfect. Thanks for tuning in. If you want to hear more, hit that subscribe button. And until next time, we encourage you to
Speak Arizona.